Hello and welcome. You're watching Markets Today. I'm Sakshi Batra, and this is where we discuss everything about the stock market's opening action and the factors that are impacting the market direction right now, the stocks and the sectors that are in focus right now and may continue to be in momentum throughout the trading session so that you can take the right decisions about your trades and investments as we move forward from here. So, all of these things will be discussed over the next 4 to 5 minutes. So, don't forget to stay tuned with me on Business Today TV. So let's start off with the opening action. Well, the markets have opened in the red, 2 consecutive days of green, and we have actually seen the red opening, and that's on the back of two clear reasons. One, the rupee hitting a record low and crossing over, breaching the 80 per US dollar mark for the very first time. Remember, the rupee has been continuously depreciating in this year, 2022 so far. The first six and a half months already, the rupee has depreciated or fallen 8%. And that's kind of a decline that you've seen on the rupee. And finally, today, the psychological mark of 80 per dollar gets crossed as well. So that's causing a worry among investors. They are, pulling out some money right there. There is nervousness in the markets. Apart from this, the second big reason is that overnight we've again seen the crude oil prices jump. They had been correcting below the $100 a barrel mark, and suddenly we see a spurt about $105 a mark, and the Brent is trading above that. These are the two key reasons, and the global markets, of course, and the impact that you're seeing because of that. And the rupee has fallen for sure on the back of all of this. So we've actually seen that consumer goods, technology, bank stocks, all of them are dragging the sentiments right now. We have, of course, taken cues from the Asian markets, which declined following an overnight slide in the Wall Street. So that's been a big key concern too. Global markets struggle to find a firm direction as the US stock futures and Japan's Nikkei were up, but they could not find a clear direction in the spot markets. Now, back home, Sensex fell about 179 points or 0.3% lower to open the day at 54,341. The early session also saw Nifty moving 53 points lower to trade at 16,225. The broader markets, however, were seen trading mixed. Nifty Mid Cap 100 Index edged 0.08% higher. The small cap shed 0.19%. So a mixed trade were actually seen in the broader market space. However, these early dips were seeing slight buying action, and the mid caps also turned into the green right within few minutes of opening in the trade. So after that, let's look at the sectors right now. Of the 15 sectors that are compiled by the National Stock Exchange, about 11 are trading in the red. The sub indices, Nifty IT Index, Nifty Bank Index, Nifty FMCG Index was seen underperforming NSE by falling almost quarter percent to 0.4% in trade, respectively. Now, the stock specific front action actually suggests to you that on the losing side, you have HDFC Life really dragging the stock, cracking 1% in trade to 537 rupees, or SBI Life, Tata Consumer Products, Nestle India, Asian Paints. These are among the other laggards as well as we speak right away. Now, when you talk about the other factors like the India VIX, for example, that's up by 1.4% at 17.4, although at comfortable levels, not very worrying levels at this point in time. Most of the trading experts who track India VIX believe that below the 18 level, it is still comfortable for them to manage the kind of trade and not too much of volatility will be seen. How's the market breadth looking? Well, it's completely divided if you see. 27 stocks on the Nifty in the green, 23 stocks on the Nifty in the red. So, not too much of a difference between the advanced decline ratio as well. What's really providing the support to the markets right now? Well, it's the big heavyweights like Reliance Industries supporting the market sentiment, stemming the fall in the markets. Of course, apart from that, because of the rise in crude oil prices, you're again seeing these oil upstream companies back in flavor. ONGC up in trade. The Tata Steel stock continues its upward run from last 2 days. We have seen the metals coming back in flavor. In the auto basket, you have M&M, Eicher Motors also gaining strength in the early action. Ultratech Cement at 1.3% uptick right now. On the downside, apart from HDFC Life, which is the top Nifty loser, down about 1%, you have even Infosys, SBI Life, Tata Consumer Products, and Nestle all down by almost 1% or over that in the early trade. The mid and the small cap stocks are now well above in the green, 0.5% higher for the broader markets right now. once again has pulled up into the green right now. The farmer stocks are doing better, 0.7% uptick right there. From the banks, it's the PSU banks that's holding strength, 0.5% higher. Realty stocks are 0.5% higher as well. What's dragging the street? The auto stocks, that's also up by about 0.7%. So keep an eye out on that. The Nifty Bank is down on the back of the fall in the private banks, but not too much. FMCG, IT, these are the two defensive plays that are not performing at this point in time as we speak. Now, when you talk about the rupee, we have seen that the rupee has hit the 80 per dollar mark for the first time ever. But the problem is that most of the experts do believe there could be some more volatility in this week to come, and also more weakening could be seen. Now, what are the reasons behind this? Now, we have been seeing that the rupee has been depreciating consistently, along with the other currencies also feeling the pressure of the strengthening dollar. And that's a big reason because of which it's not just an India factor. It's a global factor. We are seeing a whole host of other currencies weaken against the US dollar as well. Now, the rupee has hit seventh straight session of record lows on in today's trading session. The weakness in domestic shares definitely weighing on. The dollar selling intervention by the central bank has helped limit further losses right now. For now, the partial convertible rupee was trading at about 79.94 per dollar after hitting a record low of 80.05 today. Now, we have seen that most of the experts have talked about that there could be some more weakening action because the fund flows, foreign fund flows, have been going out. It's been an outflow from the foreign investors this year, which is more than the combined inflows in the last 2 years. So that's a huge exodus of the foreign investors that you're seeing. There is a widening trade and current account deficit that you're actually seeing, which is driven by the global stampede into safe haven US dollars as well. So all of that is combining and impacting the rupee at this point. Most of the experts believe that till the time rupee continues to weaken, the crude oil prices also continue to spike. Those will be the factors that will be important to track for the markets, and that will weigh onto the market sentiments as we go forward from here too. Now, as of today, of course, what will be important for you and I to really track this morning? We'll have to see a whole host of earnings factors coming in. We'll have to see what kind of earnings do come out. HUL, for example, is a big number that the markets will be keeping a keen eye out on to understand how will the markets really react to the crude oil prices, impact the inflationary impact, the impact on margins because of all of this on HUL. Does it withstand the kind of impact that we've seen of all of these factors in this current quarter or not? Apart from this, there'll be other important companies that will be reporting their numbers too, which will be extremely important for the markets to track. Of course, 5G spectrum, that's a key factor. That's We are heading towards a 5G spectrum auction. The race is heating up. Reliance Jio has deposited highest earnest money, as 5G spectrum really, comes into fore. Adani, in fact, has submitted or bid, lesser than what most of the experts were expecting right there. As of today, apart from HUL, like I was talking about, there will be important earnings like HDFC Life, ICICI Lombard, Ambuja Cement, L&T Financial Holdings, also TV18 Broadcast, Polycap India, AU Small Finance Bank, Garware Synthetics, Hatson Agro, Kirloskar Pneumatic, Pony Sugars, Rallis India, Shimaru Entertainment. All of this will be in focus because of the earnings factor as well. So with that, I wrap up this edition, but do stay tuned throughout the trading session as we keep you updated with everything that's buzzing on D Street.